Hey you guys, it is me, Laura, and excuse my messy desk today. It is just one of those days, but I am here with you today for a simple stamping Monday card. And today we are using, as usual, a 3.5 by 5 inch card base. And I am using the Happy Tales stamp set. I love this set. Today I will also be using 3 ink colors. I'm using Soft Suede, Petal Pink, and Crumb Cake. And that's all that we're using today. This month I'm going to be focusing on special occasion cards. So things like, not birthday, but things like weddings and anniversaries and baby. And today we're doing one that's not such a happy special occasion, and that is a sympathy card. But we are doing a sympathy card for pets. It seems like I've had lots of friends lately who have lost their dear pets. So we are going to make a card especially for that today. So I am starting with this sentiment stamp here that says, "A best friend leaves a paw print on your heart." And I am going to use my Soft Suede. Now my Soft Suede is really inky, so I'm going to just test it here. See, it's super inky, so I'm going to ink that up. This is a brand new pad and it's very full, and I'm just going to very lightly stamp it off on my paper because I don't want it to make a mess. And then I'm going to put this right, not exactly in the center, I'm moving it up just a little bit. I'm going to stamp that there. "A best friend leaves a paw print on your heart." And then what I'm going to do is there are these little tiny elements in here. So I'm going to be using the bone and the paw print and the heart. So I'm going to start with the paw print, and I am going to use the Soft Suede for that. And I am going to just put those paw prints all along my card here, kind of going down the side a little bit. And then I'm going to take my heart. I used the outline of the heart, and I'm going to use Petal Pink, and I want this to be very light. So the Petal Pink is already pretty light, but I'm still going to stamp off before each one. And I am just putting these randomly on my card. See how that makes it really light when I stamp off like that? So that's what I want. Give a very subtle effect here. And I'm also not going for like a perfect stamped image. You can see some of them are only getting partials. Now normally that would kind of bother me, but for this particular card and the effect I'm going for, that's totally fine. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Might go back and add later. So now I'm going to get the outline of the bone, and I am going to do the same thing with that. I'm using Crumb Cake, which is already a fairly light color, but I'm still going to stamp off, and then I'm going to put this all around my card. And I'm making sure to go off the page a little bit, which I didn't do much with my heart, so I might come back and add a few hearts off the page. So I'm just kind of filling in the spots wherever there's a gap. I put a little dog bone. And I like this card because it shows kind of the things that are going to be important, but it's not, you know, usually with things like this you do flowers or something along those lines, and I like that this is a little bit different. So I'm taking that heart again in my Petal Pink, and I'm just going to put a few that run off the page a little bit. There we go. So there is the front of my card finished. But I'm not done because I am going to add a sentiment on the inside. I have this one that says, "So sorry for your loss." And I'm going to take this, and again, I'm using that Soft Suede, stamp it off just a little bit, and I'm going to add this inside. And then I'm also going to make a matching envelope for this. I am going to take my dog stamp here. And the cool thing about this is that you can really make this, if you know what the pet looked like, you can make it look just like that pet. So I am going to start with, for this one, I'm going to start with my darker color. Just lightly ink it up. Let's see, do I need to stamp it off? I think it'll be okay. Just barely setting it on top of my ink pad so that it doesn't get so much. Then I'm going to stamp this really as close to the edge as I can, so there's still plenty of room for the address. Stamp that there. And then I am going to take my Crumb Cake, and I don't have the full-size ink pad, so I'm going to bring it to my stamp like this. And with photopolymer, this is the first time I'm using these. I always want to make sure to practice stamp if it's a solid image, because sometimes they need a little help at the beginning. And I think this one's actually pretty good. So I'm just going to ink it up really well. And then, because they're photopolymer, I can see through and line it up, make sure my spots are going in the right place. It's hard, I usually get my head right over. The camera's there, so I'm going to do the best I can. Stamp that down. And there I have my dog, and I have my finished card. So here's the envelope, and here's the card, and that's a really quick and easy card that you can do for a friend who is going through a very sad loss. But I'm so thankful that we can at least let them know. You know, sometimes when people lose pets, it can be a very hard experience, but people don't tend to get the love that they receive when a human friend dies, and sometimes the pain can be really hard, and so it's nice to be able to support our friends and family when they're going through a hard time. That is all I have for you today. This could also be adapted and used with the 9 Lives stamp set. This does not have a sympathy sentiment in it, but you could use the cat, and instead of a dog bone, you could use a fish. You get little hearts or yarn or whatever. So you could definitely make it for a cat as well if you had both of those sets. But I hope that that is helpful for you guys today, and I hope that you find joy in creating as you spread kindness and encouragement with your scraps of paper. I'll talk to you later. Bye.